Hey guys, Blackson25 here playing FSX once again. Today, we'll be flying a Qatar DC-8 from a Doma, I believe, or yeah, I think it's Doma. To Manchester. This is well, we'll be flying from Doma to Manchester using a Wait, what should we do? Yeah. Using a Qatar Airlines 787. Or, you know, the Boeing Dreamliner, for those of you who aren't that familiar with aircraft. Right, I have the lights on. Turn on the FD. Have altitude hold. VR lock, set it over to... I've flown this once before, and I've completely forgot how to, how some of these work. How do you switch over to GPS, you know? Like, there's probably something really obvious. Oh, right here. And where's nav hold? Yeah, I'm an idiot. Oh no, I already have that selected. Okay, never mind. So we're going to taxi and take off, and then alright, you can stop the pushback. I can make my way to the runway from here. There we go. Also, let's just set the flaps. Maybe it's too early. I don't know. I'm not really that much of an expert in aircraft. I'll tell you that. And this is a route actually operated by Qatar. I'm not sure if it is operated by the 787. Of course, this was Boeing's response. Oh yeah, just let me show you something. When I deploy speed brakes, yeah, you can see even the ailerons turn up, which is interesting. So they're applying as much drag force as possible. Of course, no comms because I'll be doing this in real time. But I've done a flight from Dubai to
approaching
Heathrow, so
16.
This flight is not going to be that much longer. In fact, it's probably going to be considerably shorter because, you know, it's only a slight difference, you know, Manchester or London.
On runway 16.
Wait, hold on, let me fix this. Yes, good enough. Yep. Now, off we go. And by the looks of it, this thing does not have sound. So, come on. Let's just keep an eye on speed. Let's keep an eye on speed, I say, as I just exit. Right, V1, rotate. 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 We are up. Oh, come on. Why do you have to do this? Why do you... Wait, this is a spot. You lied to me. Yes, let me get this. Yep. Positive rate. Gear up. Gear would have gone up considerably earlier. And flaps up. And auto throttle speed hold. We're over speeding now, but that's okay. Autopilot on. I'm going to turn over, we're going to descend like heck. We're going at 400 knots. I mean, that would be like structural failure level of speed. Huh, I thought this airport had two runways. Apparently not. Okay. Anyways, we're not over speeding anymore. Yes, we're not over speeding anymore. And there seems to be another airport over there, but I'm presuming that's not going to be much more than a dirt strip. In terms of speed, we are maintaining. Ah, there's a 737 descending. I've no clue where exactly, though. Right, this is where we took off from, I believe. But if I zoom in too closely, I won't be able to know. Oh yeah, I needed to turn on the light. We don't need runway. Yeah, turn on logos, strobe, anti-collision, wing, wheel well. Or just have the lights on. So does anybody know what those things are? Are they like airspeed meters or something? OTBH, directly ahead of us. Right, that strip there. Huh. Yeah, look at that. Screenshot. And later today / early tomorrow, depending on where you are, Juno will arrive at Jupiter. It's going to be the 5th of July by the time... It's going to be the 5th of July over here once it arrives. Right, there's the airport we took off from. We were parked there. Ish, and then we just turned on and off we went. Okay guys, I'll pause this video here and I'll see you guys once we get close to Manchester. See you then. Okay guys, we are beginning our descent into Manchester. We're descending to flight level 22,000. It's under 3,000 feet per minute. Come on. Currently descending with full speed brakes. Yep, I am descending in fact with full speed brakes. Or spoilers. It is interesting how much those tiny things are slowing it down. Because, you know, the 787 was Boeing's response to the A330. And then Airbus, in turn, was basically forced to make a response to the 787, which is the A350. I mean, you look at the cockpit, I mean, you can see the similarity. Also, I'm not sure if Qatar operates this route with 787s. All I'm saying is that Qatar definitely does operate this route. Yeah, brakes, you know. I don't know why, but from this angle, it almost seems like it has kind of like almost a... As if, you know, from the bottom, it kind of... From the bottom of that line, it kind of juts out again, so it kind of almost gives it a look like that. Even though, of course, it's just shaped like that. 302 knots. Speed brake armed. They are not just that. What's this? Okay. No. What's this? Nose wheel steering, norm alt. So it's negative 40 degrees Celsius. It's 40 degrees below the freezing point of ice. The freezing point of ice is the freezing point of water. However, it is getting warmer. So maybe by the time we touch down, it's going to be up to 18. I'm going to be, say, between 15 and 20 degrees. Maybe a bit less, but you know. Was that an engine? Is that the engine? No. Also, we'll just shut down that engine so we're doing a better job. So we're going to slow down better. And also, once we level off, I just want to show that this aircraft, can fly flawlessly with just one engine. Okay, pull back a bit. So as you can see, engine 1 has shut down, or has been shut down. As you can see, we're flying normally. Nothing to worry about, which is kind of surprising. You know, the passengers might be freaking out about the fact that we just lost an engine, but it's nothing you really do need. It's nothing you need to worry about. We've got more than an. We're sending to 22,000. So it's going to take us a bit less than a minute. Right, there's an airfield there. We basically have. Well, there's the mouth of the Humber River, I believe, on world map. Is that not? No, is it? Okay, no clue. Oh, we're actually a lot closer to Manchester than I thought we were. I'm no expert at geography. Now it's only negative 29 degrees. But as you can see, the temperature is slowly increasing as we drop. Okay, leveling out. Boom, boom. Pulling the spoilers, and to watch. That engine is going to kick into overdrive, basically, because the number 1 engine, it's not just not generating thrust, it's generating drag. Oh, crud, that. I don't know why that happened there. As you can see, 284 and 283. And you can see that I think the aircraft is turning slightly to the right. That's some kind of aircraft up there. And that's something as I would think it's this, but I wouldn't bet on it. And then we've got why would they be operating one of these here? There's Cherokee. There's a Dash 8, a Baron, Cherokee 180, Baron, Cherokee C. I'm presuming that's just out of range. So CRJ. Another CRJ. Skyhawk. It's 137. See? Nope. Well, let's get that engine up and going. Just check. Yes. So as you can see the engine slowly spinning up. Also, it's just interesting to see a picture of an A320 next to an A380 and seeing the A380's engine is almost the diameter of the A320's cockpit. Alright, we're going to descend and maintain 10,000. Acknowledge. So that's 3,000 feet per minute. Yeah, there is a bit of smoke, but I'm just... Hold on, if you look at that, look at the engine readout. Exactly the same, right? Let's pop the spoilers. If you look down, you can see we're above quite a large airfield, actually. Why is that there? That just looks like a confusion. That's like, we've got lots of roundabouts on our... I can't do a British accent. We've got lots of British roundabouts on our roads. Why not put one at an airport? Genius! It's not. It is not genius. And if you would acknowledge the handoff, thank you. Spasiba, tovarish. That means thank you, comrade. For those of you who do not speak the slightest bit of Russian. Manchester Center, Roger. You can see that's the APU exhaust port, I think. Actually, a quick question. Where does like a DC-10 have... Maybe not DC-10, but like a TriStar have its APU exhaust port? Speed... Good. It's only negative 14 degrees Celsius now. It seems Britain has quite a few airfields, like small airfields. Negative 10 degrees Celsius. I do wonder what temperature it is in Manchester. I have no idea, in all honesty, what the temperature is, so we'll see once we get down. It's speeding up again. What? We've got another. It's going to take us another minute to descend to that. We've. It's up there. Yes, if you look back, we are down there somewhere. Contact Cultus Hall approach on 122.1. Acknowledge the handoff. How are we doing in terms of altitude? Okay. I just checked that because there seemed to be a bit of instability. Tune blank approach. Because they could not get Cultus Hall in. I think that's how it's pronounced. Also, I will be going over to the Farnborough Air Show at some stage. They're going to give away which date. Which day, though. 49 miles east, turn left. Son of a... Right. Brakes in. Knowledge. Two, 7, 5, heading. Don't try that. Are we that... Alright, we're just that close to the heading already. Contact approach. Apparently you can't load Manchester. Maybe a bit of problems with the game. Why is it pitching up that much? We're going at the exact same speed as we were previously. Yeah, not much difference from the planned course. This does look quite a lot like British countryside. We've got the train tracks running through there. We've got the the roads look a bit more squiggly than in actual Britain. Yeah. Send to maintain 3,400. Acknowledge descent at 3,000 feet per second. Per second used per minute. It's only -2 degrees Celsius now, so it's going to be positive by the time we get there. So right now we're just 1 degree Celsius below the freezing point of water. (0 degrees). Now it's only going to increase. Control. Alright. Yep, local time is correct. It's flight time. Right, hold on. I need to contact East. Approach. Noted the handoff. And what is our altitude? 6,000, right. So another minute of descending. Well, yeah, about a minute of descending, roughly. So we're going from 290 to, we'll be going from 290 to 175. Contact Woodford approach. Why could you not have just transferred me straight to Woodford? Acknowledge the handoff. June, Woodford, contact Woodford. Under 5,300 for 3,400. That's what, I've never flown to Manchester Airport. Alright, turn right, heading 320. Acknowledge, close. There we go. Isn't this fun? But it has two. But Manchester Airport has 2 runways, so it's more than capable of handling this. Heading 355. You better not turn me back. That does not seem like how we're supposed to be flying. I mean, we're above altitude and below speed. This would not be comfortable, I will tell you that. Pitching up a bit and leveling out. Jesus Christ, calm down. I'm experiencing issues. Okay. Okay, at least it's not exactly 320, so. But it does add another bunch of unnecessary complications. Are they doing this so I'm dodging these mountains? I did not think there would be cliffs like that by these rivers. And then there's a lake. Lakes. There's some steep cliffs at the side of those lakes. Let's quickly open up the map. Yeah, so first you get me to turn off in that direction, then there, then there. Yeah, no, you do what you do. What temperature is it at this altitude? It's 8 degrees Celsius, so that would still be a bit chilly. So it would still be a bit cold, but not too cold, so. Let's say if the window burst open, you'd probably be able to breathe. And you would definitely not freeze to death. At least I think. I never take my word for anything. I saw like a black monolith. I saw one. I think that's just not like, yeah, I definitely saw it, but I can't exactly pinpoint where. Right, turn off setting 295. I think it's just kind of like either the game is not loading something or my eyes are playing tricks on me. Because, for example, my head hurts now. 295. What was that? It was like It was like the aircraft just got kicked inside. there's Manchester. Should I be slowing down? Heading 260. The bad thing is I have no clue how far away I am from the airport. So I'm far enough, if I'm close enough that I should be slowing down. Wait, hold on. That is what appears to me to be the airport, so. Not quite necessary, I think, yet. Well, then we haven't straightened out yet, so. I don't exactly know where the airport is. Is that it? Yes. Alright. Begin decel. Come on. Decelerate to 175. There we go. That's much better. Right, flaps 1, 2, 3. Oh, sure. Set flaps to 3 and watches the speed. Doesn't exactly stay stable. Right, that's not where we're landing. That is where we're landing. And well, they should remind me what airport that would be. Right, EGCD. There we are. Right there. Extend the flaps further. So EGCD is that small airfield there. I don't know why I would think I want to go to EGNM. Oh, there's a Cherokee. That's not what I wanted. Well, that's the airfield we were seeing it from. So the Dash 8 Cherokee, the MD-83. Right, descend und maintain 2,300. If we're underspeeding, no, we're not underspeeding. Okay. Turn left, heading 230. Come on. Come on. Acknowledge. And also, no, cancel. What? Where would you get that? Right, we're at the altitude. Pull up. No, pull up that. Come on. Did you turn on mouse yoke? No. Come on. Come on, we don't want to stall over Manchester. 24 left, so that means that runway there. Oh, Christ on a bike. Acknowledge approach clearance. Come on, to Manchester Tower. And heading hold. And altitude hold off. And also gear down. And also just the trim. Acknowledge pattern entry, and as you can see, we're descending in here over Manchester. That's not intended to be an accent of any specific people. Yeah, I should definitely. Right, we're clear to land, and also it's 10 degrees, so maybe my guess of between 15 and 20. We're not off too much. I really hope that is 24 left. How far away are we, though? Oh, we're apparently at just the right height for that runway. You got to love how, when you turn, those little things lift up. Which makes me consider them ailerons, even if they're not. I think we've got a bit of crosswind here, which may be a problem, but I'm not very good at landing full stop, never mind the added difficulties of a crosswind. To begin a slow turn onto the runway. And then we hit, well, just before we hit the ground, I guess I should disable auto throttle, reverse, spoilers up, spoilers, extend. Come on. I need to descend a bit further. Oh yeah, actually, does this thing have an ILS switch? Probably does, but I can't see it anywhere.
Too high, too high.
Jeez, too high? What? No, I'm not too high. I'm too high for that runway, mate. Is that says 24 left?
Approaching 24 left.
Okay, good. But seriously, too high. Yeah, the indicators are telling me otherwise, mate. Right, I think we're good. Auto throttle off. Right, we're going to perform a bit more of some more, sharp maneuvers. I'm going to push the nose down. And not yet. No. There, nice and smooth. Come on, reversers. There she goes. Nice and smooth. We did experience a bit of ground effect closer to when we approached the runway, which made us levitate, which made us hover for a bit, so we were... Wait, turn next taxiway. Do you mean turn at the end of the runway? Right, we can pull those in, we don't need them. But I don't know why it's so urgent. I mean, there isn't... Well, sure, getting off the runway is quite important. I'm just going to turn off here and park here for a bit, and I'm going to pull up the flaps.
Approaching 06 right.
Contact ground on 121.7. Yeah, if an aircraft lands, both me and that aircraft both that aircraft and I are screwed. Why does it think... Oh, thank God I didn't actually request that. EGCC. Yeah, they're just seeing my arse. Acknowledge taxi clearance, turn on progressive taxi. So basically I have to turn around with this aircraft and then go back and then scooch back along the runway. Thank God it's not a busy day. It's a laggy day, but it's not busy.
Approaching 06 right.
06 right. You know what? Sure. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on, you're blocking the runway. If any aircraft lands, you're screwed. Right, we're turning a bit.
On runway 06 right. Flaps, flaps.
We're not taking off, woman. That's actually more... Hold on. Doing that is more effective than doing that. There we go. I got us a bit of speed because we're on a runway. And now we're going to pop the reversers a bit. Also these.
4,000 feet remaining.
And also the main wheel brakes.
On taxiway, on taxiway.
There goes that sign / our nose gear. Come on. There we go. You can see a cathedral here. at least a church of some kind. A place of worship. By the looks of it, a Christian place of worship. I almost said Catholic. But in all honesty, it's most likely Protestant. You know, I'm trimming the aircraft all the way up. And now trimming the aircraft all the way down. And I'm just kind of getting it set to neutral. I'm going to cross this. Okay, screw this just for a bit.
On taxiway, on taxiway.
Yeah, we're moving at flight speeds.
On taxiway, on taxiway.
Right, this is our gate. There's probably a rule against deploying reverser / speed brakes at the gate, but that's okay. We're just going to power them down anyhow. Anyway, alright, let's open the door. So, shift E2. There we go. Engines are off. Cargo doors are open. So therefore, that little twat's going to go. And yes, no, the engine is not started. It's not started because I don't want it to be started. Are you going for the wrong door, mate? Yes, you are indeed going for the wrong door. Why did that pop up? Well, screw where that jetway's going. There. That guy's even more messed up now than he was. But anyways, guys, that was a flight from Doha International Airport in Qatar to Manchester International Airport in Manchester, obviously, which is in the UK. With a Qatar Airlines 787. I'm about him 25. Goodbye.